Welcome to the Survivor Fans Podcast. I'm Joanne.
And I'm Stacy. We're here with Ozzy from Survivor, Game Changers, Cook Islands, Micronesia, and South Pacific.
Thanks for speaking with us today.
My pleasure.
So, did you consider not playing Survivor again, or was that an easy yes for you?
Oh, hell no. That was an easy yes.
Okay. How did your family react when you told them you were going out again?
They figuratively looked at their watches and were like, yep, it's about time.
How long did you have to prepare this time once you knew you were playing again?
Oh, man, that's a good question. I don't know, maybe a month?
Did you do anything different?
No, not really. I mean, I tried to surf as much as I could and swim, but no, I mean, my life's pretty busy, so I couldn't really, take time off of work to really prepare, but I don't know. It's more of a mental thing anyways.
So what was your reaction when you first saw who the other returning players were?
Some people I was surprised by. I wasn't quite sure why some people were coming out as game changers, but, I was pleasantly surprised.
So was there anyone that you specifically did or did not want to work with?
Nobody that I specifically didn't want to work with, but I definitely was excited about playing with Ty and Malcolm and Culpepper. And then once I started playing, and Andrea, they were all people that I was looking forward to.
As always, you are an awesome provider for your tribe. What benefit did being the provider offer you?
I mean, I think it got me as far as I got in the game, and it also allowed my tribe to be as strong as they were, and to really take control of the game in the final leg. So, if I had just been able to get past this last vote, I think I would have done a lot better. But, being the provider afforded me the chance to get as far as I even got.
How much would you estimate you were bringing in?
Oh, I was bringing a lot. Every time I go out, I bring in, enough for everybody to have a little meal.
What's the key to fishing the reefs?
Just being able to hold your breath and knowing where to look for the fish.
So did you get extra portions of food because you expended so much energy?
I would sometimes, I would take a little bit more, maybe say there was 6 of us and I caught 6 fish, I would just take the biggest fish.
It's always awesome to watch you in the challenges, and you seem to come up with efficient ways of doing the challenge on the fly. Like last night, we saw you hook your foot into the net and then swim it in. How do you do that? How did you come up with those adaptations on the fly like that in the challenges?
I think that's actually just one of my talents. That's one of the things that I'm able to do that usually gets me that extra advantage. I think right off the top of my head, if you remember on Redemption Island, one of the first challenges that we had to do, I was against Keith and Jim, and we had to balance these poles on our arms and hold them up against this platform. And they had their arms out, and I just kind of kept my arms in, and they lost really quickly. And so I think that's one of the things that you've got to remember for everybody who's going to play Survivor in the future, is you always want to look for little tricks, little ways that you can be more efficient when you play these challenges.
What was your reactions to Ty volunteering to miss the feast?
I think it was a great move on his part. That solidified a relationship between Ty and Culpepper that I missed out on. And in hindsight, I should have volunteered myself.
Why do you think that they sent you to the original Mana tribe instead of Nuku at the merge?
Because the beach I think it just had to do with the location. The location was a lot closer to tribal council, not just the production thing. The beach itself was actually really, really beautiful. It had a lot of really cool features. The beach that we were on originally was also really cool, but it was much, much, much further from tribal council. So every single trip you take, it would end up adding up a lot.
And were you able to catch fish at all the different camps you were at?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's one of the really amazing parts about this last season is I got to be on 3 different beaches. I got to see 3 different, very distinct, unique reefs, and they were all so incredibly special and just really amazing. It's one of the biggest gifts that Survivor has given me, is to have dove on some of the most special reefs all over the world.
What alliances did you make after the merge?
After the merge, I really just wanted to keep with some of my original alliances. So I had aligned, first day with Culpepper and Sierra and Sarah. and then Andrea. So, I just wanted to try and stick with those guys. When I lost the challenge and names were being thrown around, and then Zeke was causing a little bit of a stir, Sari and Andrea came to me and said, we got to vote Zeke out. I just went along with them, and I didn't really think too much of it.
Did you get any sense that you had scared Culpepper? There was an extra video after he faced off with you diving down for the buoys where he said, no, I got to get rid of him. He's too much.
No, I didn't realize that.
Why did you think Haley had an idol?
Oh, I didn't think she had an idol.
Oh, but people in your alliance did?
I don't think anybody really thought she had an idol. I think that was all just theater.
Is that why no one asked her to empty her bag?
Exactly. Nobody really thought that she had an idol.
Oh, okay.
Hey, what did you think when you found out that Ty was sitting on 2 of them?
I thought that was amazing.
And he didn't share any of that with you, right?
No, of course not.
Yeah, you mentioned wondering where they had gone at Tribal Council. Had you been looking yourself?
Oh, yeah. I spent a lot of time looking.
Who else did you think was voting for Zeke with you, Andrea, Aubrey, and Michaela?
I thought Culpepper and Sierra were.
Did you know Sari was throwing a vote toward Sierra?
I had no idea.
Well, both Andrea and Sari looked more shocked than you did that you were leaving. So obviously they thought they had more in your alliance as well.
I think they did, and I sadly, I hope that it doesn't come back to haunt them.
Was there anything else at Tribal Councils that we didn't get to see you'd like to share with us?
I think that it was really stupid of Debbie to use her extra vote. I think that obviously she didn't need to use that vote, and she could have used it at some other point in the game. So hopefully she made the right decision. We'll see.
Who would you say helped your game the most this time?
Surprisingly, probably Andrea.
How so?
I wish that I had trusted her a little bit more than I did. She just had my back, and I wasn't sure if she did or not, but she probably was the most trustworthy person out of anyone that I played with this season.
Besides providing food, whose game do you think you helped the most while you were out there?
See, probably Culpepper.
In what way?
By taking most of the heat up until this point, people haven't really thought of him as a threat.
Did you ever get to climb that tall coconut tree?
No, one of the biggest, it's funny, no one else has asked about this, but one of the biggest regrets of the season was before we went out to location, I don't know if you remember last season, within the first couple of days, that big hurricane came through, big storm, and it literally ripped off every single coconut tree and every palm frond off of every tree in Fiji. So there was absolutely no coconuts on any of the trees, so I didn't climb a single coconut tree.
Jeez.
Oh, wow.
Bummer.
No.
So who would you like to see win, and what criteria will you use to decide who you give your vote to?
I'd like to see Sari win, just because I think that she's such an amazing player. She's such a pleasure to be around. She's just so funny. She has so many stories. To me, she just exemplifies somebody who can go out who's, basically she's from New York City, and she can go out there and she can thrive like the best of them, in the game. And it's really amazing to see. So she'd be the one that I'd vote for.
You two seem to get off to a bumpy start. How did you resolve that?
We had to spend, we spent a week together on on Tavua, and we didn't have to go to Tribal Council at all. So we really just were able to bond and have a great time.
Did you have any injuries or health issues while you were out there? We saw you get scraped up last night.
Nothing major. No, just like, cutting myself on the corals and things like that, but nothing too major.
So what challenged you the most this time, and how is it different from the other times you played?
Well, just dealing with All-Star, dealing with, veterans of the game. Everybody is cutthroat, and they all have an idea that they know who I am as a player, and there's no getting rid of my reputation. So I couldn't really do too much to not be a huge target from the very beginning. So I'm surprised I made it as long as I did.
Would you play again?
You better believe it.
Was there anything that you wish aired that we didn't get to see?
Oh, just all the times I was in the ocean fishing. There's so much beauty out there.
Did you ever get into any dangerous situations when you were doing that?
Yeah, a few, but that's kind of the name of the game.
What happened?
Oh, just diving in some caves and holding my breath for a really long time and just putting myself into some kind of hairy situations. Having to fend off a couple my fish from some sharks that were swimming around. a
Yikes.
big old barracuda.
So what was your favorite challenge this season in the game and why?
I think my favorite challenge might have been the one where we had like it was like the slingshot one at the very end, where it was me and JT kind of going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite one, just because it came down to like the came down to the wire.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to say to your fans about yourself or your experience?
I just want to thank everybody for being so supportive and for going with me on this incredible journey. And hopefully I inspire people to go out and do it themselves.
What's next for you?
We'll see. I don't really know. I've got hopefully I can go on some more adventures.
Well, Ozzy, I'm truly going to miss you on the show. I'm sorry you went out so early, but I appreciate you sharing with us today, and good luck to you, hon.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.